Sitting with one of our SABC journalists from the Eastern Cape. Peter, I know the smiles on our faces when we see our colleagues from the regions.
Yes, we are smiling because we don't often get to see our colleagues that are working so far away from us, delivering great stories all the time, particularly from the Eastern Cape. And I'm going to introduce you to her just now. But this is all, of course, part of World Toilet Day. And earlier this year, a 5-year-old child from Luna Primary School in Mbizana died after falling into a pit toilet. Another young child also died in Limpopo from falling into a pit toilet. Our reporter, Zimkhita Manqinana, who joins us now, has been covering these stories for quite a while, particularly in the Eastern Cape. But first of all, it's great to have you in our studios here in Johannesburg. We don't often get to see you. We see you in the field. Good to have you on board.
Thank you so much for having me, Peter.
Yeah. All right, so, you know, you've been looking at these stories, and Eastern Cape, urban in parts, but rural in most of it. As a pit toilets is something that you see as a feature there. Tell us a little bit about how widespread it is and some of the challenges that you've seen as a reporter.
Well, the eastern part of the Eastern Cape is largely rural, and this is where the problem is. And there is the Eastern Pondoland area there, and this is where the young pupil died in a pit toilet. This is an issue that shocked everyone because they have been using these toilets for many years and no one has been doing anything about it. But after these two children passed on in their school premises, it's then that the president of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa, took it upon himself to launch this new campaign now that will deal with these pit toilets. I would say more than 90% of the schools in the Eastern Cape do not have the adequate facilities, Peter, when we are talking about flushing toilets. This is an issue that they have to deal with on a daily basis. Even in schools where there are toilets, they are not in a good condition. They are risking their lives every day when they go to school because they have to use the toilets during their time of spending in school.
What have the authorities been saying has been, I don't know, holding them back, or why they've been unable to deliver decent sanitation for our children?
There are various issues, Peter. If I can just draw a picture for you about the rural part of the Eastern Cape, there is no sanitation for rural areas. There are no flushing toilets even in our homes. So it's not only the schools that do not have these facilities, even clinics, even it's only hospitals that do have a running water system. So now government has been dealing with the backlog of providing even a pit toilet, because some of these schools do not even have pit toilets. We still find children who have to relieve themselves in the fields. This is an issue that they deal with on a daily basis. So when we're asking the same question that you are asking me, what has been holding them back, they are saying that is the issue of sanitations, the issue of roads, and the issue of infrastructure. So they need to deal with those things first before they can start rolling out. But now with the presidential intervention, I think things will change starting from 2019 going forward.
So it would seem that for the schools, some other kind of intervention will need to be placed, because the infrastructure build and rollout will take a lot longer to get to all these remote areas.
It will definitely take longer, Peter, because some schools are still lacking even the buildings for the schools. So now you cannot bring toilets to a school that is still a mud school. So the eradication of mud schools is also another factor that is contributing negatively to these children. But because of their hunger for education, they continue to risk their lives. And because of parents who are illiterate, who do not have money, who are jobless, they cannot send their children to other schools, and they have to endure these kinds of situations and watch their children go to these kind of toilets each and every day.
What sort of things are the learners saying, if you've had a chance to interact with you?
Some are saying we are used to it, but they were shocked after Lumka died in a pit toilet. And it's then that it raised eyebrows, and then everyone wanted something to be done urgently. Some are saying that it's degrading their dignity because some of these toilets are filthy. there's a horrible smell when you make your way into these toilets. Like I said, some are risky. So they are saying that every day they go to school, they are feeling like the Department of Education in the Eastern Cape is degrading them of their dignity, because now they must undress themselves, especially the young girls. And it's even worse for young girls when they are in their menstrual periods, because now where there are no toilet facilities at all, they have to relieve themselves outside. You can just imagine that kind of a situation. So it's something that they are really looking up to, that government will really address pretty soon.
I suppose some of the girl learners will probably opt to not to go to school and subject themselves to that kind of discomfort and humiliation, I guess.
And Peter, remember that we were still talking about the lack of sanitation towels for these young girls. So while they are trying to address that issue, now the toilet issue is also impacting, which means they will spend more time at home, even if now you donate those sanitary towels for them to encourage them to go to school when they are on their menstrual cycle. But the toilet issue is still there. So it's a vicious cycle for the rural people of the Eastern Cape. It's an issue that they say they have been voting for many years, and they do not know why it's taking so long for these kind of issues to be addressed.
All right, so Zimkhita, we're going to have to leave it there, but let's just hope that some energy comes and visits this, particularly in areas like the Eastern Cape where the need is so great. But it's so good to have you in studio. Welcome to Jersey. I hope you have a good few days with us.
Thank you so much.
In the big city.
And I'll go back to my hometown to continue exposing these horrible things.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Peter.